Hi little troopers, today is Tuesday. Yesterday, I think you remember, we learned about the layers of the rainforest. Remember there were 4 layers. And yesterday we learned about the clothes that some people that live near the rainforest use. And today we are going to learn something about the animals that live in the second layer of the rainforest. Who remembers what's the name of the second layer? Understory. And what kind of animals lives in the understory? Animals that don't need a lot of sun, remember? So let's think. Who live there? Look here. What animals can you see in the understory layer? That's right, a jaguar and a snake. And today we're going to be learning some things about snakes, because I know that snakes can actually be a little bit scary. Are you scared of snakes? Sometimes I'm a little bit scared of snakes. So we're going to play a game. I'm going to ask some questions and you're going to guess if it's true or if it's false, okay? Number 1. Are snakes slimy and squishy? Well, who thinks that snakes are slimy and squishy? You're right, they are not. Actually, snakes got this, the thing that they got in their skin that is called scales. Now, if you touch your fingernail, see, is it slippery and squishy? No, right? The scales are also made as the same things as our fingernails. So, if you touch a snake, it's going to be at the touch as touching our nails, okay? Number 2, are snakes and worms the same? And also, do you think they are very smushy like this, like worms? No, because snakes got something called skeleton. Can you say skeleton? Yes, they got a backbone. If you touch your back, you're going to feel something hard there. That is similar as what the snake has, and that allows the snakes to move like this. Who knows what's the name of this movement like this action? Slithering. Okay, so snakes can move like this because they got a backbone. But have you ever seen a worm slithering like snakes? No, right? They crawl or they move like this because they don't have a backbone. And do you think that snakes attack other humans and other animals? That is false. Actually, there are thousands of snakes. Some snakes are as small as a 5-cent coin. And they are very shy and they are very afraid. So, if you see a snake, it's good not to get closer because they feel afraid. They think that you are going to hurt them. Sometimes they can bite, but they only bite if they are feeling that they are in danger, okay? And some snakes, they got something called venom. Can you say venom? They use the venom sometimes to catch their prey, but they don't intend, it's not their intention to harm human beings. They only bite if they are very afraid. So if you see a snake, you better give some space for the snake and you walk away. Like that, the snakes feel safe and you're also okay. Number 4, are snakes important? Who thinks that snakes are important? Are they very important animals? That is true. It is true because snakes eat other animals like mice, okay? And some mice can carry a lot of diseases. So imagine if snakes weren't around. There would be a lot of mice and the problem would be bigger and bigger. And also, snakes can eat small insects like mosquitoes and some bugs that likes to eat the vegetables and the fruits that we plant in our garden. So snakes are very important to keep our environment in balance. This is very good not only for the animals but for all the living things in our planet, and that includes us. Fun time! Are you ready to do something really fun? So just now we learned a lot of things about snakes, right? For this we are going to use one plastic bottle, one container, some water, some dishwashing soap, an old sock, and some rubber bands, okay? And you also need a scissor, but for this part you're going to ask for some help, okay? Because we're going to cut the bottle all around. We're going to take this part of the bottle out. Okay? Now that we got this, we're going to take the sock and we're going to put the sock onto the bottle like this. If your sock is too long, you will need to cut the sock around this. Okay? But mine is a really short sock. So once we have our sock like this, we're going to take the rubber band and we're going to use it to make sure that the sock doesn't come out while we play. Okay? Do you know what we're doing? Who can guess what are we going to do with this? What can we do if we mix water, dishwashing soap, and we blow bubbles, right? So now we're going to try to make a snake bubble. And for that, so we already got the snake part here. Later I'm going to explain why. And we're going to put onto the smaller container some water, only a little bit, it's okay, and dishwashing soap. So you need some container, or you can do this outdoors or near the kitchen or a sink, because it can get a little bit messy, okay? So once we got our bottle with our sock like this, we're going to dip it in water, okay? Make sure that all the water pours down like this. See, there's no more water now. And now we're going to blow really hard. Are you ready to see what happens? Can you see the snake? See, a lot of bubbles. But now we're going to try to make it very colorful, because as you know, are snakes very boring in color? Some snakes can be very bright and colorful, so I'm going to put a little bit of food coloring to see what happens. If you don't have food coloring, you can keep doing like this and you can play and have a lot of fun with it. But I'm going to try to add some color, okay? Let's see what happens. If you're using food coloring, you need to be very careful, because if the food coloring touch your skin, it's okay, but you're going to be very colorful as well, okay? So if you're going to do this, you need to make sure that you're wearing an old t-shirt, that if it gets dirty, it's okay. Okay, look, now it's like this. I'm going to see if when we blow, we're going to get a very colorful bubble snake. Let's see what happens. A lot of fun making plenty of bubbles, and that after this video you learn that you don't need to be afraid of snakes, that if you see a snake you better go away and don't disturb the snake. Like that, you don't need to be scared and the snake won't do anything to you. See you later.